watching Numbskull News, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about this revenue sharing, Deloitte enforcement, this commission. Essentially, what it all boils down to, they're wanting to restrict players earning money. I know we're talking about, these NIL collectives. They're just, it's pay for play. It's pay for play. Well, what do you think professionalization of college football or college sports in general, what do you think that is? It's pay for play. Okay? Here's the crazy thing. And look, I'm a Big 12 fan. But I am not with the Power Four at all. Including the Big 12, including Brett Yormark, including the leadership, presidents, ADs, all the rest. I am not with them not one damn minute when it comes to restricting players on the money that they can earn. I'm not cool with that at all. Oh, well, you need some guardrails. Guardrails? Let me tell you something. NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, MLS. Doesn't matter. Players of all kinds, from all different sports, professional players, there is no restrictions on the money they can earn off their name, image, and likeness. None. I know what you're going to say. Well, there's a big difference. See, yeah, there is a big difference. They have collective bargaining. They're employees. These college athletes are not employees. None of the Power Four schools, and none of the leadership, none of these commissioners want these players to be employees. They don't want any kind of collective bargaining. And by the way, I don't blame them. But if you're not going to give them employee status and let them collectively bargain for their rights to earn, then how the hell do you expect to be able to restrict these players on the money that they can get? Again, NIL collective. Well, that's not what NIL was supposed to be. Who says? And I found some interesting articles and all kinds of stuff. But there's one I wanted to throw out your way, so let's check that out. A number of sources questioned whether athletes will even report their third-party deals or do so accurately. Others suggested that deals getting challenged by the clearinghouse or the fact that they have to be disclosed at all could spark more antitrust legal action from collectives. Other sources were outright dismissive. If you tell a booster or a business owner they can't give a star player $2 million, there will be lawsuits, said the personnel director. There's no enforcing this. Fair market value, F Deloitte. This is going to get even crazier. And that's absolutely correct. I'll tell you what's going to happen. Here comes the second coming of the college bag man, the friend of the program, right? With a briefcase full of cash. That's what's going to happen. And in this day and age, with players getting a piece of the revenue share, getting other NIL deals, it's going to be hard to track what's what. Because, years ago, you would say, hold on, how is this kid driving, whatever sports car? How's this kid driving an Escalade to practice? Where's he getting that money? How does he get the money for the nice watch? Well, rev share, right? Just write it off as rev share. No, you could sneak that extra bag of cash in, no problem. Whether it's mom, dad, uncle, the cousin, whoever, just slide some money into their bank account. Who's going to know? Who's going to know? That's the problem. You think this is the end of the collectives doing what they want to do? No. And here's the thing. These colleges, if they're smart, they will keep all this on the down low. They'll talk to them like, hey, you'll have some third party guy, a friend of the program, talk to the NIL collective and say, hey, get player A this much money, get player B this much money. All right. Because think about this, folks. Think about this with Deloitte and all this BS. How do you get a player that you're going after in the portal? How do you get him an NIL deal like that? Because it's all got to be cleared through the clearing house, correct? So that's got to be fast. I mean, within a day. Do you really think Deloitte is going to be able to work that fast? No. And give you a decision on how, do any kind of research at all on that NIL deal? No, they're not going to be able to do that. That means whatever NIL deals you have, you're going to have them lined up before the portal opens. You're going to have them already cleared by Deloitte. All right, so let's say, you know what? Let's use Texas Tech. All right, they got the billionaires and all that, oil guys. Well, let's say, one of these oil billionaires, oil tycoons, wants to throw $10 million at the program because he wants to put some players' faces, on fence posts where he's drilling for oil. Name, image, likeness. I want to use his or whoever's image, a Texas Tech, some Texas Tech starters. I want to use them. So there's $10 million. Go out and get you some players. So how does that work? So is it Deloitte approve the NIL? Like, okay, he's going to do that. He's going to advertise with those faces, with those names, with those images, with those likenesses. Is that really NIL? Because, like I said, that's the only way. You're going to have to get this stuff pre-approved before the portal opens. Because once the portal opens, I'm sorry, but the rev share money is not enough. It's not enough to get a kid from over here or from over there. I mean, if you're only spending, let's say $14 million of that revenue share on your football team, that doesn't go very far. You can get a lot of guys paid, quite a few starters, but you can't hand out just $1 million a kid, can you? Oh, you run out of that money real fast. You're talking 200,000 here, 100,000 there, 50,000 there. And a lot of times to get a kid from the portal, they may expect a little, especially if it's like a top receiver, top running back, God forbid, a pretty good quarterback. They right now they're expecting over $1 million to sign up for the top, quarterback in the portal. They're expecting some change. They're expecting some money, not some bullshit rev share, 300,000. No, better put another zero on that. Well, that's where NIL came in, right? That's what that should be able to do. All I'm saying is this is all bullshit, folks. Your little salary cap, yeah, that's nothing. It's nothing. All of this worry, like, how are these teams going to pay for revenue share? Folks, don't even worry about that. Look, this NIL stuff, they're going to skate around it. They're going to skip around it. You're not dealing, all right? You're not dealing with the NFL here. The college football does not have those resources. They just don't. They don't have that set up. They don't. I'm telling you right now, there are so many back alley ways to get players paid right now. And I don't know. It just kind of drives me nuts. This is kind of a mini rant, not a big rant, but a little one. It drives me nuts how the Power Four want their cake and eat it too. So you want to restrict the players and how much they can make. You're trying to do the right thing, right? They're trying to do the right thing by the game. Tell the collectives, hey, kiss off. It has to be real NIL. And then you want to sign, they want to sign these kids to multi-year deals and have it stick where they can't go anywhere. Bullshit. And they're still not employees. How does that work? How do you sign a contract and you're not an employee? Somebody explain that one. Because I'm sorry, if I'm the player, kiss my ass with your contract. It means jack. It means nothing. If I don't have employee status and there's not a collective bargained income there, kiss my whole ass. I will just unenroll. We've already seen it. Unenroll and go enroll in the other school. That's what you do because there's nothing they can do about it. The NCAA can't do anything about it. This new stupid ass commission can't do anything about it. Deloitte can't do anything about it. The original college that the kid's leaving can't do anything about it. As a matter of fact, from that kid, I'm like, sue me, motherfucker. Sue me. Bring it. Bring it on. By the way, people want to crap all over these agents. All these agents, screwing these kids over. Like these universities haven't been screwing over student athletes for decades now. Decades. Sure, there's a few guys out there. There's a few agents. Hey, hit the portal. Then, oops, maybe we shouldn't have hit the portal. Happens. Enter the draft. Oh, you're undrafted? That sucks. That sucks. Yeah, that stuff does go on. You know what? There's agents that kind of screw over players in the NFL and in all the major leagues. All of the pro sports leagues. That shit happens. Still up to the players to do their research. I'm sorry, these are grown people now. I know we all call them kids and all that. They're in school. They're in college. They're adults. I am a little tired of that. Well, we got to protect the players. Bullshit. Who's protecting them from these conferences? Who's protecting them from these universities who have already been making billions off their back for nothing? I'm sorry. They got an education, right? A lot of players got an education in jack shit. Some made up degree, right? To skirt past the fact that maybe they're not that good at taking tests and keep them eligible, academically eligible every year. So they make up shit. Or they have other people do their work for them. Or even take their tests for them. Or just forge the grades. UNC. That shit has happened. All of that shit has happened. And by the way, kid gets recruited. Signs a letter of intent. This is how it's worked for decades now. Sign his letter of intent. Gets a full full athletic scholarship to whatever sport. And then 2 years later, the guy, he's supposed to be like a 5-star. He's more like a 1, maybe 1.5. And what happens? He ain't playing. He rarely ever dresses out, and they cut his ass. That's what happens. That's what happens all the time. Those scholarships, that's on a year-to-year basis. It was always on a year-to-year basis. Oh, it's a 4-year scholarship. Bullshit. Was never that. Everyone liked to pretend it was, but it wasn't. So as far as I'm concerned, you're at a time with these players. You want to sign a kid to 2-3 years in college when there's only like 4 years of eligibility anyway, maybe 5 with the red shirt and all that. Kiss my ass. That's what I say. Kiss my ass all the way. No. They're going to screw around and find out. They're going to F around and find out. That's what's going to happen. Lawsuits are coming. I know. Maybe the federal government codifies this thing. You don't think there's going to be some major fights in Congress over that legislation? Oh, hold on. So these aren't athletes. They don't collectively bargain, yet you're putting all the restrictions, and they got to sign contracts to stay long term. No. And the first time you try it, you sue. Hey, they're saying I can't go to the college of my choosing. You ain't got a leg to stand on at that point, partner. This like I said before about Deloitte and all this crap, it's dead on arrival. It's dead on arrival. I tell you what, you do one of two things. This is the only ways to fix this. Only way for this to actually happen. If you want all those rules and regulations and restrictions and contracts and all this bullshit, make them employees, have them collectively bargain, unionize, and then you bargain that together. Everybody says cool, everybody signs off, and it's done. Outside of that, they stay student athletes, not employees, no collectively bargain, jack shit, and you don't restrict their pay. Now, you can act like you're going to, but all that does is put all this crap on the black market. That's all it does. They need to let the NIL collectives do the thing. Schools work with them. It's the wild, wild west. The only thing you can do is make these portals, design the portals for each sport. Football portal here, basketball portal here, baseball here, softball here, hockey here, wrestling here, Olympic sports here. Screw the academics. I'm just trying to tell you. Don't even have an academic requirement while they are playing. You could do away with that. And then after their eligibility runs out, then give them 10 years to get their degree, where that's all they're focusing on. That would go a long way. But you could restrict the portal. You don't have to have 2 or 3 portals in a freaking year. Have one portal. People are pissing and moaning. Well, this player signed up and went to this school and then went to this other school in the same year. Well, wouldn't you give them the option of whatever the hell they want to do? But you don't have to do that. You can't restrict their movement, but you can say, hey, you can move in this window. One window each year. Here's your chance. You get one chance. That would help out all these coaches. That would help out all the recruiting. That would help everybody out. This shit is so simple. But what about all the money? What about it? If somebody wants to throw $4 million at a college player, then they get $4 million. Who the hell are you to say they can't have it? If somebody thinks they're worth it, that's the market. There you go. Don't give me, what's the fair market value of that contract? Number one, they don't need contracts to get paid. As I said, bag men. It's happened all the time. Friends of the program. It's coming back if you're going to be this stupid. This is completely unenforceable. On its face, it'll look that way, but in reality, no. There's too many ways now to give these players. Now it's even, like I said before, like I said earlier in the video, I don't mean to keep repeating myself, but I want to make sure to hammer this shit home. Now that you have revenue sharing, players getting paid money, good money, it's way easier to hide the under the table money now. Before, it was way easier when all these players are supposed to be broke and they're supposed to be starving. They can't take girls on dates. They can't buy a condom. They can't do anything. Now, they can afford the nice ride. They can afford the Escalade. They can afford the Rolex. They can afford the nice suit, the nice clothes. They can take the girl out to whatever steak dinner. They can afford all that with legit NIL and revenue sharing money. And you have no idea how much they're getting under the table. It's not like they're going to claim that on their taxes, dumbass. Ridiculous. And all the family members that could be taking that for them, like, hey, I didn't know Uncle John was getting all this money. I had no idea. Prove it. Prove it in court. That's what you'll have to do. This is all dumb. Maybe there's always room for a little bit of the wild, wild west in college football. Maybe there should be. I'm not for restricting these players getting paid in every way. As long as they're not selling dope or selling ass, they're fine with me. They should be fine with you, damn it. Anyway, thanks for watching this crap, and I'll be back with some more crap later. Bye.